Hello and welcome to the TheDammSlap podcast, season 3. Today I am joined by a wonderful guest who's actually a friend and supporter of the show. Thank you for joining us today, Ransurrection, everybody.
Thank you for having me.
Well, first of all, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah? Are you enjoying the mixed weather of the Netherlands?
I'm already used to it, so.
Have you been living in the Netherlands your whole life? Or?
Yeah.
So you grew up
I was born in Gouda.
in Gouda.
Yeah.
So you moved around the Netherlands, or did you?
I lived in Gouda until I was 18, and then I moved to my father in Rotterdam. And when I was 25, I moved out of the house, got back to Gouda again, and started working. I moved around, got back to Rotterdam, bought a house, and but we had two children within a short time, with only one bedroom. So we had to move and look for another place.
Did you have twins, like out of nowhere?
No, almost like comparison with the twins, but yeah, it was very short after.
Nice. Which is the city that you prefer the most? Just out of curiosity.
Rotterdam.
Rotterdam?
Yeah.
Is that why you're here now, or?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it feels like home, you know.
Nice. Well, you have a place to call home.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is
yeah.
like, well, also Gouda, because it's an amazing city. Well, I visited
Yeah.
it twice, but
Yeah,
I really
I
liked
think
it.
for tourists, it's nice to visit, but I don't know if I like to call it my home anymore. But yeah, I like to go back, show my kids where I grew up.
That is, yeah. My dad always loved to show me around his hometown. It's like an emotional thing. It's important. It's
Yeah.
important. But I brought you here today because I wanted to ask you about your journey, which is very inspirational to people like me. I am usually very skeptical about motivational or inspirational speaking.
Yeah.
But what your message and your journey taught me is that maybe there's an underlying layer
Mhm.
that means a lot to the people doing it. And that's exactly what I wanted to ask you. First, I would like you to describe the journey.
Yeah.
So what would you say in a couple of words your journey is?
Well, people say like weight loss journey is like always about weight, but I think for me personally, it's like it's very mental. You know, the mental issues, the mental obstacles can put you in a position that you're feeding your body like emotional or with the wrong foods, too many foods, or other kinds of products that eventually take care of your health in a negative way. And yeah, that's what happened. So I had a lot of mental issues, and 2 years ago I was diagnosed with a burnout, and I had to do some tests, and after that they told me that there was also PTSD, depression, and all kinds of stuff. So I started working on it, and I joined like a course for 12 weeks to lose weight. But every time I went and I came home after 15 minutes, after the training I was like, you know, I have the power, I can do anything.
Good.
Yeah, and but after 15 minutes, all my energy drained away, and I just the only thing I wanted was just sleep or rest, or you know, and yeah, I don't know. I just got very stuck in my burnout, and I got deeper and deeper, and there was like a moment when I was with friends, and we were on our boat, and he told me like one of my friends, he joined The Voice, and
Like the show?
yeah, The Voice.
Oh,
yeah.
the voice of Holland.
Yeah, right. And he told me about ayahuasca.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah, and eventually I joined one of the ceremonies. I got back a couple times, and what interested me was like you get insights, and one of the times I got insight like you wanna lose weight, you're struggling with your weight for more than 20 years. but it like showed me how I had to do it. So first I had to stop smoking. After that, I started with intermittent fasting, and after that, I started walking every day. And after that, after 6 months, 7 months, I lost 30 kilos.
Yes, and that's the thing. Did you believe in the process, like in the progress, like from the very beginning?
At first, I didn't. That's why all those years I didn't start.
Yeah, so it took a while to get in.
It took a while, yeah. But I think it's because in my head I was doing it for all the wrong reasons. Like people say, you have to do it for your children. You have to do it for your, it's
for
always
others.
for others. But why can't I do it for myself? Exactly. Love myself, or
I mean, that's the one thing that a lot of people that are doing either weight loss or weight gain, that they struggle with, is that they hate their image more than anything, right? And they try to change it. And the thing is, one of the most, I guess, notorious statements that I remember from a dietary, those people that try to help you out with your diet, there's a term for that. Someone's gonna find it in the comments. But essentially it's that the main problem is that you hate your shape, you hate your face, right? At the end you hate you rather than what you could become. So even if you become that, you're stuck with that, no, I can be better, I can do better. But it's like, I think there's an important line that people don't always look at, which is, what is a good goal for me, or what is something that I want to achieve that is going to make me happy where I am at.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think your journey taught me as well. I mean, so far, as you said, you lost 30 kilograms. That's, to me, if I were to gain 30 kilograms, I would be stoked. I would be so happy. But that's the thing. It's like, how long do you think, like mentally, the process would take if you had to do it again? Is it
with
all
the knowledge I know now?
Yes, with the knowledge.
Well, I would start today instead of tomorrow. That's some advice I would give myself and others now who approach me with DMs or
Exactly.
So a lot of things have happened, and I got a lot of messages, and that's also that inspired me to proceed and go on, even though like the last 3 weeks I really had shitty weeks, and I had kind of a setback, and but yeah, sometimes you have to accept it. Don't be too negative about it, and just go on and pick up the slack, and don't look back too much.
That's nice. I mean, the best part about what you do is that you not only are on a journey for yourself, but by being on this journey, you thought, okay, I'll share it with other people and get them motivated, get them inspired, and get them even to join your journey. So, for example, I saw when you go on walks, you ask people to join you, and that, to be honest, to me, it's pretty dope.
I started walking every day and posting every day, but eventually after 2 weeks, people started DMing me like, yo, can I join, and do you need support, or tell me when, I'll be there. So that was like from that point of view, it was so healing and so powerful to gain energy from other people who supported you, like like you meet people, friends, and you say let's meet soon, and after 3 years you still didn't made an appointment. But those kind of people just keep coming, and eventually I started like a walk along Wednesday, so every Wednesday someone could join, but DMs keep popping up, and my weeks were full for 2 months. That was crazy.
But that's the thing, you're right, like the motivational side of the community, right? So from a skater point of view, like I look at it and I always think I was blessed because I was surrounded with people who were really good at skating, but also really helpful, really nurturing in a way, because when you would make mistakes, they wouldn't just tell you, oh, do this, which can be helpful, but it's like they would also just, in a comedic way, introduce the idea and then get me to do it. And once I do it, it's like they're all happy, I'm all happy, and it's like an inspirational thing. But it's like with something like like weight loss or walking, right? Just the experience, you go as a community and you get these links between people, you create connections, and you actually create an experience that people enjoy and share.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that I think, like Walk Along Wednesday, it's a good idea, like especially when people are falling back in their own self all the time, like especially after the quarantine and everything. People just, you know, they're all individualistic, they're all based, okay, what do I do, but it's like, okay, what about this Wednesday? Oh, let's go walk.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like everybody goes walking together. It's something that I guess we miss, or at least I miss it a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I really struggled, like, with should I start an Insta page, or well, so you know, I delayed it for myself, and I waited until someone told me just do it, because you get a lot of support from the community where you go in, and that's what happened, man.
But would you say that, if, with hindsight, like knowing where you are now and when you started the Instagram, would you do it through any other platform? Like Facebook or LinkedIn?
I don't know. I think I'll stick with Instagram.
With Instagram?
Yeah.
And so far, would you say that you've met some cool people on Instagram?
Yeah.
Of course, besides us, you know, like.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, like, no.
That's why I
of course.
Well, yeah. I met a lot of people that joined me on my walk, and 1 week ago, like my grandpa joined in,
nice.
and he's 90 years old, almost. But you know, with COVID, you realize that life is short, and I just was so blessed that I almost begged him, like, please come. I don't need anything, just walk with me, even if it's 500 meters.
Yeah.
It's okay, you know. But we walked like 5.5 kilometers.
What?
And so.
Grandpa's amazing.
Yeah. He's very strong.
Damn.
So
That must have been a powerful moment.
Yeah, because I could ask him about his youth, and you know, his history, and eventually my history.
Exactly.
So that was very powerful. Yeah, man. Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. Like, old people just always are inspirational in some way.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but they make things inspirational.
Yeah.
You know, my grandma would just be like, "Oh, I always enjoy the ice cream when you can."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, what?" Like, it's meaningless, but like when she said it, it sounded dope. It sounded so profound. But a question that I've been meaning to ask you for a while is, what would you say is the main reason why you started doing it? So you said it's for yourself, but would you say it was like a decision? Like, was there a twist and turn moment where you were like, okay, this is it, make or break?
Yeah, I remember the moment, like a lot of people that you check out, like something switched on, and but I was looking for that switch, but I didn't found it for the last 20 years. And I was taking my kids to school, and after that I was with a friend, and we were going on a bicycle ride, and we just hit like an open landscape with water and ducks and you know, gooses. Yeah, and it was open, but there wasn't anybody in the area, so we were just with the two of us, and there was one long path through the nature, and at the side of the water you saw like boards with distance, like 500 meter, 1,000 meter, and this was a rowing place for a contest, and I didn't have internet on my phone, I didn't have a watch yet, and I was walking, and I saw a lot of ducks in the water, and I thought of my son, so I wanted to go with him to give some bread for ducks, and then I looked around and I saw the signs, and I thought by myself, let's go on a journey for myself, and I saw a documentary about breaking bad habits and making new how do you call it, connections in your brain, you know.
New
Patterns, exactly.
New behavioral patterns.
Yeah, so I started going to the same place every day because I was still in burnout and recovery, and I started walking that path, but I could go around the water, and that's like five and a half kilometers. But I know how what I do usually. I just go for the maximum, and now I thought, let's not do that because eventually I'll stop, and my process will stop. So the first 2 weeks I just took the path, and I went back to my car and go home, and then every time after the 2 weeks I did a short piece until I was like 75% of the
the total distance.
Yeah, and I got back eventually, but in my head I was like, my goal is to walk the around the water, but that's 5.5, and with the 75% I walked 8. So mentally something happened, and it was like a victory, you know.
Yeah,
so
it must have been an important moment, and that's the thing. It's like, do you think the fact that you had time to also, well, first of all, the burnout gave you time, right, but also to heal mentally and physically, right? It's a stressful moment, but in the negative, there's always positives. Do you think this was one of them, having the time to actually realize things?
Because for a lot of people, COVID was like the worst nightmare.
Yes.
And I saw it like, okay, not the virus, but
the
time of Corona is like a blessing to me because it gave me time. And before that, I was like, I was paused in life, but everybody was like passing me. And when Corona came, everybody was paused, and I got to catch my breath again. And I don't know, it felt right.
Because a lot of people say that, for example, when COVID hit, they had time to focus on themselves and focus on their own, what they were doing. So, for example, artists had more time to draw and musicians had more time to make music, right? But at the same time, it's like, I think it's the approach, the mental approach to it. And that's the thing. Recently, it's been, I think for everyone in my course, it's just been a hard time, right? Because there's a lot of tasks to do, a lot to handle, no human connection, and all that. What is your personal way to get yourself motivated? Like in the morning, do you have like a routine, or is it more like straight up, let's go?
Well, not really though. My like start sign is like I take my kids to school, and that's where I can clear my head after that, so I don't have any distraction of taking care of my kids or doing anything else.
That's important.
Yeah.
That's a duty.
So that's why walks mean a lot to me now, and that's why I really want to help other people, So I know the struggle, and I was like looking for my purpose also for so many years, and I did a lot of different jobs. I couldn't stick to a job because I really liked so much things, and I wanted to discover what would suit me. But during walking, I really found a new passion for I wanted to start a like walking coach study, but money was also financially, it was like dramatic. And then someone I met on Instagram, she joined me for a walk, and we connected. And then after a few weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, she started a crowdfunding for me, and it was so awkward for me to feel that someone you don't even know that well just takes the initiative to start something for you, and to have a better future for you and your family. And I don't know, man. That was so inspiring, and a lot of people told me that you invest like the positive energy, and that's what you get back eventually. But that was also a blessing, man. So I started studying, and I'm my mission is to help other people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was going to ask you about the GoFundMe because it's really nice. Like I mean, that's the thing. If anyone doesn't know, it's gonna be linked down below in the description. It seems right. But I mean, that's the thing. It's like crowdfunding is a feels good experience because it's like if you have a good idea or you have good, it comes from a good place.
Yeah.
Mainly that's the main thing that the internet is good at identifying. Is whether your idea is good or whether the idea is yours or whether you have you have a good heart, because ultimately that's what it comes down to. And I think people can read, even if you put like a lot of text, people can read through it and be like, no, this is not worth it. But when people start investing in you, and as you said, you don't even know them, that means a lot, because it's like someone random on the street. It's like you go on the street in the center and you're like, hey, can you donate 150 or something? And they're like 150, but then they're willing to do it at home. So that means something towards your mission, right?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. That feeling that somebody does that for you. It's and I have to say that my wife is also very important in this journey, because if she didn't give me the time to do this, and really don't, she doesn't put any pressure on me, like hello man, come on, financially we have to pick up a slap, and why don't you get a job or anything? But she sees me struggling, and she sees me working to a job, and job interviews and everything, but she supports me in every way. So I'm really grateful for that, and I think that's important for everybody who's watching, that if you want to start and you have somebody next to you, please support the person who wants to start on the journey.
Because I mean, the hardest part is sticking, right? Well, not for the person doing it, right? Obviously, you gotta stick to the task over and over. But the people supporting, I mean, it's a lot easier to say, oh yeah, I support you, go do it.
Yeah.
But then saying that 365 days and over and over and over, that shows the reality of things, right? So if someone genuinely supports you over a long period of time, that's a real supporter.
Yeah.
Those are like people devoted to seeing you shine, and that's what fan clubs are theoretically for, right? But that's the thing. I mean, so what would you say are your new goals for your journey?
Wow, I put a goal on my birthday on the May 7th, and it was I set my goal this begin the 1st of January or something, but I'm not gonna make the goal. But I'm on my way, so I'm not beating myself up about it, and I'll continue my journey anyways. Even the first period of time you lose weight fast, and after that it gets harder, and it's okay. It's a part of the process. So I think that helped me throughout my journey to just be aware of you're gonna hit like platforms that you're gonna keep on the same weight, even if it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month. It will be there, but if you're preparing yourself to hit that,
that's still point.
Plateau. It will come eventually.
I mean, again, that's very. It's so much easier to talk about these things, because I always say that to people. It's like, oh yeah, but just go running. It sounds so easy when it's said like that.
Yeah.
But then it's like, doing it over and over and over and over. It's like you really need that fire, that fire within you to drive you to success. What would you say is the main advice you give to people? So for anyone at home, what would you say for anyone struggling with their body image?
Mm, yeah, just I think first of all, you're worthy. I think a lot of people miss that point. So they start without having a goal in the sense of mental health. So be aware of that and yeah, just be kind. Someone told me like a homework assignment, and he told me, okay, tonight you go home, and first thing you do tomorrow, it doesn't matter if you wash one plate, you put on a hat or whatever it is, compliment yourself and stroke your arm like, good job, guy, good job. But it's so weird to do that, because
At first, yeah, it must be really
yeah.
you
But why can I give you a compliment like that? But why can I do it to myself? So that's something we are not we're not used to, and we're not taught that to love yourself, and that's what we miss. I think today, a lot of empathy, that kind of stuff.
It's true. Ultimately, I have a question because this has been intriguing me for a long time, and I want to see what you think about it. What do you think about all these diets that are coming out? So there's like all these, for example, the keto diet, then there's the meat or the carnivore diet, then there's a bunch, right? But what do you think about people that set out to lose weight without doing any physical exercise, just by
Well, it's all about balance eventually, So and all diets work. I did keto from January till beginning of April, and I lost 12 kilos. But also with intermittent fasting, and I think that's to go back to giving advice to someone. Just take little steps. Don't look at the staircase. Just take it a step at a time, And when I heard like weight loss, in my head I was like, okay, I have to stop smoking. I have to check my diet. I had to, everything came at once. So there's a lot of pressure in that because it all comes together. But now, I just realized that take one step at a time. First, do the intermittent fasting, and what I noticed that my body was asking for different foods like vegetables and fruits. Well, usually I wasn't that guy, but because of intermittent fasting, I noticed that my body was asking for different kind of foods instead of fast food, what I was used to.
Fair enough. I mean, that's the thing about. I was having a discussion recently with a friend of mine about fast food and how it's advertised in different countries,
Yeah.
And we were looking into children adverts for fast food. It's kind of scary because sometimes you see like how these big companies target children, right? But it's like, how are they gonna know? Because a child is gonna look at it and think, okay, it's colorful, it looks nice. The guy is tempting to eat it, right? Like, I'm gonna think about it, and that's what I mean. It's like we're getting to the point where, like, fast food industries are kind of indoctrinating people into, hey, you're not bothered to cook, come to us. And it's like the easiest way to eat. It would be so much better if there were like fast food of all cuisines, because a lot of food, like for example, Vietnamese street food, a lot of it is like, but a lot healthier than fast food here. So it's like, if you think about they're still quick to cook, right? In Italy, there's a lot of food that you can cook quickly, and that's the thing. I think there should be like a government program on TV to tell you, hey, like on an average diet, you should consume this, and this.
Yeah, but it's also when you go to Mickey's or something, you have like a burger for €1.
Yes.
And then you go to another place and buy a salad for like €6. So that's where I think, okay, we can, if we change that,
that's gonna make sense.
Snacks and fries and everything would be more expensive, and you can get your vegetables for a lot cheaper.
That would be
That
the
would
dream.
be
Yeah,
good
that
start.
would be the dream. I mean, ultimately, that I know of the vast majority of my student mates, let's say, like people in the same university, they say the same thing. Is like when they don't have groceries, they would rather order food than order groceries.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. It's like, okay, something is up. I mean, it's so much easier, right? It's all
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah,
efficiency.
yeah. I know.
And that's exactly why running and walking and doing physical activities doesn't seem as efficient, because it's like you
No,
don't see the immediate result.
no, but I think what I tell people is like they ask me like, what do you think about the balance between the food and the exercise? But I think for me personally, again, it's like 80% mentally and 10% food and 10% exercise. Even though walking is very essential in my weight loss journey, I think it's a small part of my weight loss, because if I didn't clear my head mentally, I wouldn't be able to start the journey.
I mean, I agree with that because I've been following one of my favorite content creators has been trying to lose weight for I think over 10 years. And that's the thing, he's been trying all these different diets and he always comes to the same end of the circle. You know? He always arrives at the same point where he says, yeah, the problem is I'm addicted to eating. Like I'm
Yeah.
addicted to the food itself. And that's the problem. He does the keto diets, for example, but then if Fridays is cheat day, so
Yeah.
he just goes all
Yeah,
out
yeah,
and
yeah,
he
yeah.
compensates for the week. So then he
Yeah.
complains about it, and I think you're right. I think the mental aspect, like if you can come to a I guess consensus between what you want and what you can. Because let's be honest, a lot of people they don't see themselves not eating something that they like for like 2 months,
Yeah.
3 months. You know what I mean? Like I'm Italian. I can't imagine not eating, I don't know, my hometown food for longer than a year.
Yeah.
But I don't know, the way he describes his weight loss journey, it really made me understand that, yeah, it is really a mental thing. But
Yeah.
it's also dangerous because just like how smoking cigarette is an addiction, eating fast food or eating just food that tastes the way you like it, right? But
Yeah.
is not necessarily healthy, may not be the best way. So to summarize, you would say that a balanced diet, a motivated mind, and a healthy mind as
Yeah.
well. So one that is relaxed with who they are,
Yeah.
and ultimately, if I may, an inspirational. Right? You gotta be inspirational not only to yourself, because I mean, if you're inspirational to others, you're already inspirational to yourself.
Yeah. Well, I think you can't give what you don't have. You know.
The
So
wise words, indeed.
yeah.
Wise words indeed. Well, for the last segment of the podcast, we like to do this thing where we ask people a set of questions, and you try to answer them as best as you can.
Okay. Let's go.
So, yes, sir. So, what would you say is a place you would seek to be in or visit in the future, any point?
I think. I think Indonesia, where my grandparents are from, New Zealand, and Maluku, where my wife is from. So to show the kids
Nice.
where our families are from. You know.
Nice.
Yeah.
And this is a different. But where would you want to live? Or I mean, where would you want your children to eventually live? Because
Well, I think the most important thing that my kids feel at home can feel at home anywhere. So that's for us as parents. That's my main message. That like be happy wherever you are and surround yourself with people who you can rely on, but mainly rely on yourself and I think that's most important.
And lastly, do you have any specific plans for this summer? So maybe in terms of your journey.
I just got a job, so I'm going
Congratulations.
to start working again, and besides that, I'm going to still proceed my study, and hopefully I will be able to end up with a diploma end of the year. But I have to build on on my walking coach journey. Yeah.
And then it's gonna be by 2021. Hopefully, we'll have you on again to
Yeah,
tell us
sure,
about
man.
the journey,
Yeah.
academic journey, because that's so. It's been a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you to the audience for sticking around. Like, subscribe, do all the things you do. Comment your questions, and we'll lead them to Ransurrection straight away. You can find them on Instagram. Go find the GoFundMe as well. Very interesting. And when I tell you motivational, believe me, I'm not that type of guy to believe in things easily, but this is really motivational. Thank you again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Thanks, man.
Nice. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Yes.